Hello there again, everyone. This is Randy, your sewing machine man. We're looking at a Singer Stylist 457, and this one's got a couple issues, the kind of issues that you usually have. This one has a broken upper bevel gear, which we're going to do in the next video. It also has a belt that has disintegrated, and we're going to do that right now because over here on the side I have the little cover. Bolts taken out already. There's two bolts that hold it in place, one on the top, one on the bottom. They come out very simply. Just get your screwdriver, boom, boom, they come right out. This pops right off, very simply. And we'll get over here to the business end. Let's crank this down so we can see what's going on. It's pretty simple, but you gotta know the formula for loosening up the motor. The motor has a locking nut and it has a eccentric in the locking nut available through these holes right here. So in order to get this belt, when you take the old one off, you get a 15 inch. Of course, 15 inch will say 1500. You know, 15 is a 1500. A 15 3/4 is 1534. A 15 and a half will be 1550. That's their numbering system for the belts. So if you see, I get this from Brewer Quilting and Sewing. It's a grade A. It's a real good one that won't disintegrate like this other one did. It's a good grade A belt. And there's the reorder number there, 1500 LT. But you get a good belt. This, of course, you take the hand wheel clutch off. You know, the hand wheel, stop motion, and the clutch. You take that off, and then of course you slide this off. The belt comes off. You slide it back on. But you got to get this motor loose first, and how you do that, that's the tricky part, and that's what we're going to show you today, because that's the thing you need to know, because I've seen people take these completely apart and just go through all sorts of gyrations to try to figure out how to get the daggone belt on there when all that is not necessary. You just got to know the magic formula, which is right here in this little white piece of nylon. That is your tightener upper and loosener upper, and what you have to do is get a screwdriver that'll fit through this hole right here, right so. Now you can loosen this, and then up here there's a little slot. This slot is important because it loosens and tightens. See a little slot right there? That little slot, you put your screwdriver back through the hole, and you access this little slot right here. And you see that makes it loosen and tighten. And over here what happens when it loosens and tightens, it slides that apparatus up and down on this post back here. See, it slides up and down. That loosens and tightens. I've seen people take every single thing apart, take the belt out, take the motor out, take everything, trying to figure out how to do this. It's simple if you know the combo. And the combo is right here. This is one Singer, you know, they like to be clever. Sometimes they're clever and sometimes the cleverness blows up on them. But this is one of those deals where their cleverness really worked out. Just a little eccentric right here. You bring it down to the right tightness on the belt. You don't want the belt to be real tight. It's not like an alternator in a diesel truck. You want to have some flex in it. Let me show you what flex looks like. This is what flex looks like in the belt. You don't want it real tight, or else the motor will run sluggish and hot and overheat. And once you set it, you tighten this back down. You make sure there's no movement. Make sure that doesn't move. Make sure this doesn't move. You tighten it back down. Make sure there's no movement. So then you go back, check your flex again. You still have your flex. You gotta have some movement there. And then you step on the gas. Make sure you have a motor that runs at high speed. And when these things have been sitting for a long time, you run them at a high speed. You take the hand wheel off, you oil, of course up in here on the axle, you oil that, put it back on, you run it at a high speed, burn off all those airborne particulates and all the nonsense and the lint and the fuzz, and you'll get the smell out of there and you're like, wow, what's that? It's burning all that stuff off. And the machine will get up to a high speed. When it gets up to a real high speed, and actually that speed can actually increase if the belt was a little bit, I'm reaching through here, belt a little looser. Here, pick up RPMs. Probably where I'd rather it be, right there. So that motor will get running like a house of fire. Gotta have flex right there. And then you're good to go. You can order that from Brewer. It's the Brewer Quilting and Sewing, reorder 1500 LT, 15-inch grade A. It's the real good one. It's the one you pay a couple bucks extra for, but it won't disintegrate like the other one, okay? That's replacing the belt. Good deal. Thanks.